So I'm not just in any car. I am in Reagan's car. Going to a book signing. We're going to see Lindsay Cummings' debut party for the murder complex. She's having some troubles with her music.
Gotta get the jams going.
So we're gonna go see Lindsay Cummings as she introduces her debut book. Have it back here. Come here. The Murder Complex. You've probably heard of it. So we're gonna go have fun with that. Check in later. How do you feel right now?
I'm driving. Don't distract me.
Right, no distractions. Look how beautiful the sky is today. There's the sun. Here's our venue. The sky is blocking the view. There we go. Look how wonderful.
Oh, wait, not here.
And if you...
Yeah, right here. Shit. I mean, darn.
And if you've been on my channel since January, you probably recognize this right about now. Some Ransom Riggs flashbacks. When is what? When is table? Reagan. Full scroll form. So many books. And I have my thingy. Spoiler alert giveaway. Reagan?
Yes.
Explain to us your cheesecake predicament.
Well, I'm trying to convince Whitney to go halfsies on buying a full cheesecake with me so we can eat it while we're waiting.
Yeah, we have to have a backstory. We got
only
these
$20.
nifty, hold my camera please,
Oh.
bless you. We got nifty $10 off cheesecake certificates.
Yeah.
Who
So,
even buys a cheesecake at Barnes & Noble? Like a
people
whole,
who want to eat a cheesecake while they're book shopping.
cheesecake.
Yeah, okay, whether they're like, oh my god, I'm book shopping. Oh, my dad's birthday's in 45 minutes. I could use an entire cheesecake. Then you buy the
That
entire
never
cheesecake.
happens.
Okay, we're contemplating buying an entire cheesecake, so
We're probably gonna do it, I'm just complaining.
it's red velvet. And then we can eat while we're waiting and give some to Lindsay Cummings.
And they were like, we're okay with that.
I'm okay. And yeah, Barnes & Noble was like, sure thing.
Do you want to be in our vlog?
We're trying to convince the entire row to go half.
I'm not even kidding, you just want to like wave.
Okay.
You can say no.
There's a viewer here who watches our videos.
Yeah. This is Mary.
She's super awesome. She has great,
Yeah.
she has great bangs.
You already know who this is if you watch my channel. Just like do the tango. The nifty barcode on the pages, did you see it?
Barcode. Ooh.
Open up the pages, look at it.
Oh, nice.
Right? Fancy.
Oh wait.
So we chickened out on the cheesecake front. Oh right, drug deal. Drug deal. No one sees this. It's actually on video. Everyone sees this.
Today is the launch of her book, and you guys are all making history. So let's, but first I would just like to say hi to Lindsay and say congratulations, because it is a big day for you, and I know you've been really, really working hard on this book. And I kind of just want to throw it to you and I know how many of y'all have actually had a chance to read it? Awesome. So this is the perfect audience for you to sell the book all over again. But this book is set in the futuristic Florida Everglades. And it features two different teens. Meadow is a 16-year-old girl who lives on a houseboat with her family. Her father has taught her to do anything that she can to survive, because this world, every night at dark, hundreds of people are murdered and no one knows why or who is behind it. And Zephyr is the teen boy who is my crush, even though I'm married. And he is an orphan, and his job is to scrape dead bodies off of the street every Sunday. And their stories clash and intertwine when they meet on the street one day, and really bloody things happen from there. And kissing. but mostly violence.
Well, I was gonna ask, because the topic and the theme is so dark, where did it come from?
So I get this question all the time on interviews, and I really hate it, but I'll answer it for you. So basically I read a newspaper article, this was several years ago, and it was about this really small town that this one summer, tons and tons of people were murdered. And I remember thinking, you know, that would be really cool if I set that in the future, and I put people in the town that weren't afraid to kind of overcome this, you know, bad darkness that was surrounding them. So then it became the Murder Complex, and that was always the title from the beginning.
It never changed, and I'm really happy about that because a lot of times publishers like to change their titles on you.
Where did the names come from?
I use baby name books when I'm picking out character names because my name is Lindsay, and I love my name, but I feel like everyone in the world is named Lindsay. I'm sorry, Mom. And so, I don't know, like, I think the inspiration from Katniss, her name is so cool and it stands out so much that I wanted a unique name like that. And I also wanted really strong characters that had really, like, weak names. Because I like that contradiction.
Really strong characters with weak. I wouldn't say either of those names are very weak, though. You think? Yeah. Why?
Because if I met a girl named Meadow, I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. You're not gonna kill me. So, right there.
Okay. The question is, how long did it take you to write the book?
So every book for me is different. I've written 12 since this one, but the Murder Complex just came to me so quickly that it took me 2 weeks to actually draft it out. But that does not count the 2.5 years that I had to work with my editor and my whole agents team, you know, just going back and forth. I think there were probably about 12 drafts that we went through by the end of it. And I love this book so much, but by the time you're like done with it, you're ready to, you know, like move on and get ready to the next thing. But it was a lot of work, but totally worth it. And that's why this is like the coolest moment for me, because it's finally here after all that work.
So you said you went through 12 drafts for this. How much of your original story still exists within this final product?
So I actually am like the worst drafter ever. All of my books are usually about 100 pages when I first write them, which is way too short. And so when I sold it, that was about a 50,000 word novel, and I ended up having to add exactly that. So I basically added an entirely new book to it. But nothing was taken out. I just had to change, you know, add some things, add some characters. There were a few torture scenes that my editor was like, this is not appropriate. And I know, I just like that stuff. Not in a weird way. It's just fun for me to write. I like to like freak people out when they're reading my stuff. So not much was different other than that.
And then kind of spinning off of that, what is your favorite thing to write? Do you like the romance part or do you like the violence part?
I like really happy books. No. I like really dark science fiction. And like one of my favorite movies growing up was all the Bourne Identity movies. I really, really loved those. I loved the mystery and the action, and I loved his character. He's just so dark, and he doesn't care who he kills to get to his end goal. So those are my favorite scenes to write. I just get so into them. The romance, people want it to be there, I think, especially in YA. People kind of expect it, so I put it in there, but I don't really, like, there was a scene that I wrote originally in the first draft where they're like making out and she like kills him, and my agent was like, no, like, he's the main character, bring him back. So it always ends up turning that direction though when I'm writing it.
And you're interacting with readers a lot. What's been one of your favorite experiences with a reader? I don't know if you guys know my story, kind of how I got into writing. I used to be super active in high school. I was terrible at sports. I played on the boys ice hockey team, and I was like the worst athlete ever, but I loved it. I just loved being active. And then I graduated from high school, and I got really, really sick. I remember doctors couldn't figure out what was going on with me, but there was, you know, sometimes I would just be sitting in the shower because I couldn't stand in the shower. I was just so exhausted all the time, and I had surgery after surgery in a row, and I just decided to start writing. What was the question?
Oh, your favorite reader moment, like interacting with. But I like the story. Keep going.
So yes, exactly.
The story. It's much better.
I'm much better writing, not speaking. But so anyways, with my health problems and stuff, I eventually started getting a little bit better, but I put that story online for all these people to see. And I think the coolest moment for me has been when people will come forward and share their own stories and say that I've been an inspiration to them. And I don't think of myself as like an inspiration. I just think of myself as, you know, that happened to me and I made something better of myself out of it. But it's just so cool to have, you know, like grown women come to me and be like, hey, even though you're 10 years younger than me, you've like helped me through this. And that to me that's just so cool. I really love that.
What would you tell someone that is basically in the same spot you were like 5 years ago and is trying to chase
So the question was, for anyone that didn't hear it, is what would you tell an aspiring author who's chasing their dream?
So a few years ago, I was actually in that spot, and there's an author at HarperCollins, Lauren Oliver. She wrote the Delirium trilogy and much more stuff since then. And I met her and I asked her that same question. You know, I said, I want to be an author. What do I do? And she said, you need to read and write every single day, no matter what. And I was really disappointed in that answer because it just pissed me off, because I was like, well, that doesn't help me. I do that already. But it actually is so true, because it's kind of like being a bodybuilder. You have to like work out your muscles if you want to get stronger. And if you want to write books, you have to know how to read books. And if you are a reader, then you're inspired to write more. And from there, just the reading and writing every day. Another great thing that you can do is go to a writer's conference. And that's what I did. I think I was 18 when I met some of these ladies in here, and now they're like my mamas. But that was so cool because I was surrounded by published writers, and they were feeding me with all this knowledge, and I got to meet my agent there, and my career kind of jump-started just from, you know, going out there and, you know, learning about the business of writing. That's also a really important thing.
We're walking to go get in line.
Yep.
Line waiting.
Walking briskly.
We're at like the very front though. It's all chill. I have a present to give her.
Oh, that's sweet.
Do you have anything to say?
I don't know. I'm number 15.
Look, it's Brianna and Cameron! There's a whole booktube party. And Reagan, but we already know she's here. Cool. There are snacks for the taking.
Enjoy every second of it.
You look like a cupcake. Cameron's getting a cupcake. Or a cookie. Cookie! What get you?
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh.
That is so sweet. I played your video for my husband and we were dying laughing. It was so funny.
Thank you.
So did I just sign it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like not legible.
We just met Lindsay. She was so sweet. She was
I got
so
one.
sweet. I'm so
A
happy for
barcode. You
her.
can't see it. Barcode. Get it. I got a barcode on my arm. I was
Awesome.
Hey, sure.
Everyone go by the Murder Complex.
It's great.
Do it.
It's great.
It's great.
She's so sassy
I'll be
and
reading
nice.
and reviewing soon, if you were wondering.
I've already have my review posted.
Well, okay. Thanks, Whitney.
Oh, I do that all the time. So, I am with the only two Fab sisters there are on BookTube. And Reagan. You have to establish your presence every time. BookTube party in the YA aisle. Swag YOLO turn up.
Maybe it's a different. I don't.
Swag YOLO turn up.
Bonus.
Reagan and Laura left. I'm all by myself except for the sisters. And I'm so alone in life. So my phone died, so I really couldn't get any footage of me waiting for my dad. But while I was there, I might as well show you a little mini haul. I had to wait like 45 minutes for my dad to get me, so in the meantime, I bought the graphic novel for The Clockwork Angel. I was reading that. I'm like this far into it, so yeah. That's pretty much it. Stay tuned for giveaway details. Hi everyone, so you may have seen in the video, but I had a copy of The Murder Complex as an advanced copy. It's a paperback, and I got that signed, so I have that to give away to you. So I have my own copy, and you will be able to win this one. It is, like I said, advanced copy, paperback, so it won't be the new pretty hardback with the cool pages. I'm sorry, but regardless, it's a signed book. It's a free book, and if you want to win it, all you have to do is make sure you subscribe to my channel, leave a comment being like, hey, enter me in the contest, or whatever you want. Unfortunately, this is a US only giveaway. I am so sorry to all my friends around the world. And this finally wraps up this video, so thank you for watching. My friend Laura, who was there, posted a video of her vlog. It's pretty much the same footage of the author, so might be a little repetitive if you've already seen this one, but if you wanted to go see her side of the story, I will link that in the description box, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.